Back in August 2014, we shot a wedding in Germany, doing both photography and videography of the big day. And since our broadcasting license only covers the use of our Sennheiser wireless system within the UK, I plugged the Sennheiser ME2 microphone directly into a Zoom H1 and placed that in the pocket of the father of the bride, the groom, and the two best men for the speeches. The trouble with that was that the locking end on the Sennheiser ME2 lav mic's cable fits quite loosely into the jack input on the H1, due to that not having the locking ring mechanism. So as the groom walked around during his speech, it unfortunately came loose in his pocket, and as a result the sound kept coming in and out. Listen to the audio before I spent time cleaning it up in Audition.
Written via beide unsere. My wife, she still sounds odd, has had to put up with those jokes for nearly 8 years. Some have had to suffer them longer.
Hello, welcome back to Switched On Network. I'm Paul FP, and if it's your first time here, this channel covers technology, gadgets and the internet, etc. So click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss any great new videos. So as you could hear, that audio sounded pretty terrible. I managed to fix it okay in post, but I certainly wanted to prevent that happening again. The trouble is that the male jack plug on the Sennheiser lav mic doesn't quite go all the way in until it clicks when used with a non-locking port like on the Zoom H1 here. I could of course use a different lav mic, but I like the ME2 and the sound it produces, so I wanted to be able to use it with the H1 in places where I can't use the wireless system, or for times when I just don't need to. I spent some time searching the internet and videographer forums, etc., but couldn't find anyone who'd come up with a decent solution. My initial plan to remedy this for future events was to solder together a custom-built extension for the ME2's cable by getting an inline stereo locking jack socket from eBay and soldering on the end of a right-angled jack extension lead also from eBay. I worked out the wiring required to let the audio fill left and right, but wasn't entirely happy with this solution and thought there must be a better option. Then I realised that since I got the CL1 cable with the wireless system, which connects the receiver into your camera stroke audio recorder if you need a jack-ended cable, all I needed was a female-to-female jack coupler, which I had lying around anyway, and join that directly to the ME2, and that would give me a nice, clean, non-locking male jack end to go into the H1. If you've not got the right Sennheiser cable, you should be able to find one on Amazon, and I've put a link in the video description so you can check pricing and availability. When connected up with a coupler, it looks like this. The great thing is that the CL1 cable already has a right-angled end, meaning the Zoom H1 can slot easily into the pocket of whoever's wearing the lav microphone, and despite not having a locking end, the jack coupler I'm using seems nice and tight, so should hopefully stay put. Until recently, this was the best solution I found. However, about a year ago, Zoom released the F1 recorder, which features a locking ring, meaning if you use one of those instead, then you won't run into the problems I did back in 2014. I now own an F1 recorder as well as the original H1, and I can confirm that the F1 is a great recorder which works really well with the Sennheiser ME2 lav mic. In fact, you're listening to them both right now. Zoom have also just announced this nice carry case for the F1 so you can keep it protected whilst travelling, and also store the lav mic in here too. Links for both the F1 recorder and the carry case are in the video description, so check them out, which will help support this channel too. Let me know in the comments below if you've had success with this method, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing to the channel if you're not already. Once you've done that, why not have a watch of some of the other videos on the channel too? You can click on some on screen now to do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.